Chapter 5. Measuring Success Beyond Traditional Metrics. How do you truly know if your marketing efforts are making a meaningful impact when the metrics you rely on barely scratch the surface of customer engagement? Traditional measures such as click-through rates, conversion percentages, and immediate sales figures offer snapshots, but often miss the broader picture of how relationships develop and evolve. This chapter addresses that gap by exploring how businesses can move beyond conventional metrics to embrace a more holistic approach to measuring success, one that aligns with the adaptive marketing ecosystems introduced earlier. In an environment where customers interact across multiple channels and touchpoints, success cannot be confined to linear outcomes or isolated data points. Instead, it requires an integrated framework that captures ongoing dialogues, community involvement, content resonance, and commerce activity as interconnected signals of growth. By rethinking what success looks like, marketers gain richer insights into not only whether their campaigns perform, but also why they resonate and how they contribute to long-term loyalty and revenue growth. This chapter offers practical strategies for identifying and tracking these deeper indicators. It introduces new measurement models tailored to dynamic ecosystems where engagement is fluid and multidimensional. From sentiment analysis within communities to lifetime value assessments shaped by evolving preferences, readers will discover tools that reveal hidden opportunities and risks traditional funnels overlook. Case studies highlight organizations that have successfully transitioned from narrow KPIs to comprehensive scorecards reflecting real-world customer journeys. These examples demonstrate how embracing adaptive metrics empowers teams to make informed decisions grounded in authentic audience behavior rather than vanity numbers. The result is a more responsive marketing approach that can sustain relevance amid shifting market conditions. Ultimately, measuring success beyond traditional metrics is not about abandoning numbers, it's about expanding them thoughtfully. This chapter guides marketers through this evolution by combining strategic frameworks with actionable steps designed for today's complex landscape. Readers will emerge equipped to redefine performance measurement in ways that foster deeper connections and drive sustainable growth, transforming data into meaningful dialogue rather than static statistics. KPIs that capture customer loyalty and lifetime value. Traditional marketing metrics, such as click-through rates, conversion percentages, and immediate sales figures, offer a snapshot of performance but often overlook the broader story of customer loyalty and lifetime value. To move beyond these limitations, marketers need to adopt KPIs that capture not only transactions, but also the evolving relationship between the brand and customer over time. This shift is crucial for adaptive marketing ecosystems, where engagement is continuous, multidimensional, and driven by trust rather than impulse. One underappreciated KPI in this context is customer engagement depth. Unlike surface-level interaction counts or social likes, this metric measures the depth of customer interaction with a brand's content, community, and commerce touchpoints. For example, tracking participation in forums or user-generated content contributions reveals genuine commitment, a leading indicator of loyalty that traditional funnel metrics often overlook. Brands like Patagonia have successfully harnessed such insights by fostering activist communities centered on shared values, rather than merely focusing on product purchases. Another vital KPI is the customer advocacy rate, which extends beyond Net Promoter Scores, NPS, to quantify actual behaviors that drive organic growth. This includes referrals made, social shares with personalized messaging, or co-creation involvement in product development. Measuring advocacy as a behavioral output allows companies to identify true brand champions who amplify reach without direct incentives, a cornerstone for sustainable revenue expansion within an adaptive ecosystem. Equally important is focusing on customer lifetime engagement value rather than just lifetime purchase value. This composite KPI encompasses all interactions, including educational content consumed, events attended, and feedback provided, that enhance long-term retention and mitigate churn risk. Businesses adopting subscription models or community-driven platforms find this particularly valuable, as it captures intangible benefits that are often invisible in transaction-only analyses. To effectively implement these KPIs, it requires integrating data from disparate sources, such as CRM systems, social platforms, and content analytics, and applying advanced attribution models that reflect ongoing customer journeys rather than isolated campaigns. This holistic measurement framework enables marketers to continuously refine their strategies based on how audiences evolve in real time rather than relying on static reports. In sum, redefining success means shifting attention from immediate sales outcomes to dynamic indicators of relationship health and mutual value creation. By embedding these nuanced KPIs into their dashboards, organizations position themselves to thrive amid complexity by nurturing authentic connections that sustain growth well beyond any single campaign or channel milestone. Blending quantitative metrics with qualitative insights. Measuring success in adaptive marketing is like navigating a ship through open waters. Traditional metrics, click-through rates, conversion percentages, and cost per acquisition, serve as the compass, providing clear numerical direction. But relying solely on these numbers is akin to steering by compass alone, ignoring the subtle shifts in wind and current that truly determine your course. To navigate effectively, marketers must blend quantitative data with qualitative insights, the unseen forces shaping customer behavior and sentiment. Quantitative metrics provide scale and scope. They answer how many and how much, revealing patterns across large audiences, which campaigns generate traffic, where drop-offs occur, or how revenue trends over time. However, these figures often miss the nuanced why behind customer actions. Qualitative insights fill this gap by capturing emotions, motivations, and context through methods like customer interviews, social listening, and community feedback loops. Consider three key components of this blended approach. 1. Compass, quantitative data. This shows direction with precision but lacks depth about environmental conditions. 2. Wind and current, qualitative insights. These invisible forces influence speed and trajectory. Understanding them allows for course corrections that avoid hazards or exploit favorable conditions. 3. Navigator's judgment, integrated analysis. The ability to interpret both compass readings and environmental cues leads to smarter decisions. For example, a brand might see strong engagement numbers on a new content series, but notice a rise in negative comments, expressing confusion or dissatisfaction. Quantitative data flags, high interaction. Qualitative feedback explains mixed feelings beneath the surface. Without this layered understanding, marketers risk making uninformed decisions or implementing changes without consideration. Real-world case studies effectively illustrate this balance. A software company tracked impressive download rates for its free trial, but discovered through user interviews that many customers struggled with onboarding steps that were not evident from usage statistics alone. Armed with these insights, they redesigned tutorials to reduce friction, a move that improved both satisfaction scores and conversion rates. Ultimately, blending quantitative metrics with qualitative insights creates an adaptive measurement system that is responsive to evolving audience needs rather than static performance snapshots. It transforms raw data into meaningful stories about customers' experiences, stories that guide ongoing strategy refinement within interconnected marketing ecosystems beyond traditional funnels. Frameworks and tools for measuring ecosystem impact. Measuring success in an adaptive marketing ecosystem requires a shift from traditional funnel metrics, click-through rates, conversion percentages, and lead counts, to a more nuanced set of frameworks that capture the interplay between content, community, and commerce. The linear snapshot misses the ongoing dialogues and evolving relationships that define today's customer journeys. To truly understand impact, marketers must embrace tools designed to quantify engagement quality, sentiment shifts, and collaborative value creation. One practical framework gaining traction is the engagement loop model, which tracks how customers move not just toward purchase, but through cycles of interaction, consuming content, contributing feedback in communities, and making repeat transactions. This loop reflects dynamic participation rather than static conversion points. A mid-sized apparel brand adopted this model by monitoring user-generated content on social channels alongside purchase frequency. They discovered that customers active in their online forums purchased 40% more frequently over 6 months compared to those who didn't engage socially, a clear signal that fostering community accelerates revenue beyond first-time sales. Another essential tool is sentiment analysis, paired with network mapping. Instead of simply counting mentions or shares, this approach assesses emotional tone within conversations across platforms while visualizing how influence flows among key community members. For example, a tech startup tracked sentiment around product updates on both Twitter and niche forums. When negative sentiment spiked within influential nodes of their network, they quickly intervened with targeted communication strategies, averting potential churn before it escalated into lost customers. To complement qualitative insights, marketers should integrate attribution models calibrated for ecosystem complexity. Traditional last-click or first-touch models oversimplify multi-channel interactions by assigning credit unevenly or inaccurately. Adaptive ecosystems require attribution systems that recognize micro-conversions, such as webinar attendance or peer recommendations, as critical steps toward eventual purchase decisions. One SaaS company redesigned its attribution logic by combining time decay models with weighted scoring for community contributions and content engagement, which led to reallocating the budget toward previously undervalued high-impact touchpoints. Finally, embedding continuous feedback loops through real-time dashboards enables teams to respond swiftly to emerging trends within the ecosystem. These dashboards aggregate diverse data streams, from CRM activity and social listening tools to e-commerce analytics, and translate them into actionable insights aligned with strategic goals such as customer lifetime value growth or advocacy levels. A global consumer goods firm deployed such a system during the product launch phase. Instant visibility into shifting preferences allowed for rapid campaign adjustments, which boosted Net Promoter Scores by 15% over 3 months. In essence, measuring ecosystem impact moves beyond rigid KPIs to embrace fluid metrics that reflect the depth of relationships and adaptability. By leveraging frameworks such as engagement loops, sentiment network analysis, advanced attribution models, and real-time dashboards together, not in isolation, marketers gain holistic visibility into how interconnected strategies fuel sustained business growth in complex marketplaces. This multifaceted measurement mindset transforms data from mere reporting into powerful guidance for nurturing ever-evolving customer ecosystems.